The stars had been humanity's prison for 10 years. Every orbit, every signal, every distant light reminded them of a freedom they could only imagine, until now. Humanity had been confined, quarantined by the Galactic Council for 10 long years. Now, at last, freedom was within reach. The ship's systems will need 12 hours to recharge before another wormhole can be generated, William said confidently. We've drilled this hundreds of times in the simulator. We're ready. Olivia returned to the observation room. Admiral Harper and the Defense Council waited, eyes glued to the screens. Pathfinder 1 powered up its artificial wormhole generator, lights flickering as the energy built to full charge. Coordinates locked. Field generation in 10 seconds, the navigator's voice echoed. 3, 2, 1. A swirling blue vortex erupted before the ship. Without hesitation, Pathfinder 1 accelerated into the wormhole. The vortex collapsed behind it, leaving the room in stunned silence. Signal detected from Epsilon Eridani, the mission controller announced. Pathfinder 1 has successfully transitioned. They've broken the quarantine. Cheers erupted, but Olivia's eyes remained on Admiral Harper. 10 years of confinement had ended. Humanity was back among the stars. 2 weeks later, Pathfinder 1 returned with astonishing news: a habitable planet rich in resources, New Eden. The Defense Council approved immediate colonization. Within 6 months, 5 wormhole-capable ships carried 2,000 settlers to establish humanity's first colony beyond quarantine. For Olivia, Jack, and William, it was the beginning of a journey that would reshape humanity's destiny. The first settlers stepped onto New Eden with awe and reverence. Towering trees shimmered with iridescent leaves, rivers sparkled with pristine water, and the horizon stretched endlessly with promise. Humanity had never felt so unshackled. Back on Earth, news of the breakthrough ignited celebrations worldwide. Cities that had been silent with frustration and despair now buzzed with hope. Humanity was no longer a prisoner of cosmic politics, it had become a pioneer. But with this freedom came responsibility. The leaders of the new colonies worked tirelessly to establish governance, resource management, and defense systems. The lessons learned from quarantine would guide them. They could survive, yes, but they would thrive by thinking beyond the boundaries imposed by others. 50 years had passed since New Eden's first settlement. Humanity had expanded into 17 thriving colonies, united under the Terran Alliance. Exploration vessels ventured farther, seeking civilizations ignored by the Galactic Council. Lisa Chen, the youngest captain in the Alliance exploration fleet, stood on the bridge of the horizon as a blue-green planet grew larger on the main viewscreen. Life signs? She asked the science officer. Abundant, intelligent. Cities are detected on the northern continent, early industrial development, he replied. Lisa prepared a first contact package. This planet was home to the Drathi, a humanoid species with remarkable cognitive abilities, deliberately overlooked by the Council decades earlier. The Drathi detected the horizon immediately, sending a cautious, curious message. Within hours, Lisa led a delegation to the surface. They landed outside the largest Drathi city, greeted by Vorel, the speaker of the Drathi Collective. I am Captain Lisa Chen of the Terran Alliance vessel Horizon. We come with peaceful intentions and an offer of partnership, she said. The Drathi took 3 days to deliberate. On the 4th day, Vorel announced their decision: the Drathi would join the Terran Alliance. 6 months later, Lisa reported to the Alliance Council on New Eden, detailing the integration of Drathi medical and technological advancements. Knowledge flowed freely among species, creating mutual benefits. The Horizon's crew spent days exploring the Drathi cities, marveling at their bioengineered architecture, living structures that grew organically yet harmonized perfectly with their environment. Every building, every street, seemed to hum with intelligence. Cultural exchanges enriched both species. Drathi musicians performed symphonies that resonated with neural frequencies humans had never experienced, while Terran engineers shared methods to optimize renewable energy systems. The alliance became a beacon of collaboration. Lisa reflected on the significance. This was more than diplomacy, it was proof that when species choose partnership over domination, both could flourish. Humanity had grown not through conquest, but by extending a hand of friendship. 2 centuries since humanity's banishment, the Terran Alliance had grown to 36 worlds. When a Galactic Council scout ship entered Alliance space, Chancellor Maria Alvarez initiated Protocol Sunrise, a carefully prepared defensive and diplomatic strategy. Maria welcomed Overseer Dresden, a Vesperi Council representative, to Nova Terra with full honors. The Orbital Diplomatic Center showcased the Alliance's achievements: space elevators, advanced shipyards, and research stations operating beyond Council oversight. They judged humanity by what we were, not by what we could become, Maria told Dresden during a tour. Now we offer you a choice: acknowledge us as equals or continue pretending we don't exist. Either way, we will continue to grow. Dresden spent 4 days assessing the alliance. When he departed, he acknowledged that Maria's warning was true: the alliance was ready for peaceful coexistence, or war. Across the alliance, citizens watched daily life continue with confidence. Humanity had not only escaped the Council's control, they had built a thriving interstellar community of equals. The orbital center was alive with representatives from multiple species, each bringing their unique perspectives and attire. Humans and aliens moved together seamlessly, a living demonstration of unity that left Dresden silently impressed. Allied fleets patrolled the edges of Alliance space, a deterrent silently reinforcing Maria's diplomatic words. Every ship and weapon was ready, yet the atmosphere was one of calm confidence, not aggression. Maria convened a council meeting on Nova Terra to prepare for the ripple effects of Dresden's report. Independent worlds, hearing of humanity's achievements and strength, began considering diplomatic ties. The Terran Alliance's influence extended quietly, powerfully, without firing a single shot. 200 years after the quarantine, humanity faced the Galactic Council for the first time as equals. Commander Ryan Phillips, descendant of Jack Harper, led the Alliance delegation to formal negotiations at Centauri Station. The chamber was imposing, yet partially empty. Species had left the Council to join the Alliance or declare independence. Ryan addressed the Council. The Council judged humanity unworthy. You attempted to contain what you feared and could not control. That decision set in motion events that have reshaped the galaxy. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Ryan continued, the Council's time as the sole arbiter of galactic affairs has ended. The Terran Alliance proposes a new compact based on mutual respect, equal rules of engagement, and sovereignty for all spacefaring civilizations. Debates raged for hours, but a transitional agreement was reached. Joint Council Alliance commissions, lifted trade restrictions, and diplomatic exchanges with willing parties. Aboard the flagship Unity, Ryan met Jack Harper, now 245 years old thanks to advanced regenerative treatments. They feared what they couldn't control, Jack said. In trying to contain humanity, they forced us to find our own path, a path that led not just to survival, but to the creation of a new galactic order. The chambers of Centauri Station buzzed with tension. Some council members were visibly resentful, others cautiously optimistic. Every word Ryan spoke carried the weight of centuries, of trials and triumphs humanity had endured. Beyond the chamber, independent worlds that had resisted council influence watched the proceedings closely. News of the Alliance's victory in diplomacy inspired fledgling civilizations to reconsider old hierarchies and embrace self-determination. As Unity departed Centauri Station, Ryan looked to the stars, reflecting on the journey from quarantine to leadership. Humanity had not merely survived, they had reshaped an entire galaxy, proving that courage, vision, and cooperation could outshine fear and oppression.